Grace. He said my name like it was a song he had forgotten he knew. 30 years collapsed into a single breath. It all started with a phone call at dawn. The phone rang at 6 a.m. Grace had been lying awake for hours, staring at the ceiling of her childhood bedroom. The absence of her husband's breathing beside her felt like a presence of its own. 5 years divorced, and I still wake up surprised by the silence. Some habits take longer to break than a marriage. The name on the screen made her sit up. Sarah Chen, a best friend she had slowly, quietly, let slip away. Her voice was rough with sleep. Grace. Hello. Sarah's voice came through, shaking with emotion. Sarah. Grace Marie Miller. Is that really you? The sound of that voice hit her like a wave. Grace. Sarah. Sarah was half laughing, half crying. Sarah. Mrs. Patterson saw your car yesterday. She called my mother at 5 a.m., and I have been pacing ever since. Grace gave a small laugh. Grace. It is 6 a.m., Sarah. Sarah. I could not wait any longer. Grace, are you really back? For good. Grace looked around the room. The faded wallpaper with tiny roses. The dresser mirror where she practiced her prom smile a lifetime ago. Grace. I think so. I do not really have anywhere else to go. Sarah's voice turned firm. Sarah. Do not say it like that. You came home. That is different. And I am coming over. Right now. Put coffee on. Grace. Sarah, you really do not have to do that. Sarah. I have waited 30 years to have my best friend back. I am not waiting another minute. The line went dead. That woman has not changed a lick. Still bossing me around before I have had my coffee. Grace walked to the window and watched the early light spill across the town. Grace, she whispered to herself. 30 years. And she still calls me her best friend. She went downstairs and put the coffee on. Her hands were shaking. From something she could not quite name. The strange, terrifying hope that maybe some things do not have to be lost forever. Some friendships pick up right where they left off. Others need a 30-year nap first. 2 women, 30 years. Sarah arrived in a flurry of perfume, tears, and laughter. She stood in the doorway, silver streaks in her dark hair, laugh lines that told stories of their own. For a long moment, neither spoke. They just looked at each other, measuring the distance between who they had been and who they had become. Sarah's voice trembled. Sarah. Oh, Grace, look at you, Grace said nervously. Grace. I know. I look older. Sarah shook her head. Sarah. No. You look like you have lived. There is a difference. She pulled Grace into a hug so tight it felt like she was trying to squeeze 30 years into a single embrace. Honey, if hugs could make up for lost time, this one just covered a decade. Sarah pulled back, wiping her eyes. Sarah. God, I have missed you. Grace. I have missed you too. I just did not know how to come back. Sarah. You are here now. That is all that matters. They moved to the kitchen. Grace poured coffee into her mother's old ceramic mugs. Sarah looked around. Sarah. This kitchen looks exactly the same. I swear I can still smell your mom's cinnamon rolls like she just pulled them out of the oven. Grace. She made them every Saturday. Even when no one was here to eat them, Sarah said softly. Sarah. She was a good woman. The whole town came to her funeral. Grace nodded, throat too tight to speak. Sarah watched her carefully. Sarah. Grace, what happened? Why are you really here? Grace. Richard and I are done. Divorce finalized 5 years ago. But it took me this long to figure out where I belonged. Sarah. Oh, honey. Grace, it is okay. It has been over for years. We just finally admitted it. And then I spent 5 more years admitting it to myself. Sarah squeezed her hand and leaned closer, eyes fierce and kind. Sarah, listen to me, Grace Marie. You are 52 years old. You have raised a daughter, survived a marriage, buried your mother, and you had the courage to start over. She paused. Sarah. Honey, wrinkles do not mean we are old, they mean we survived. At 52, I have earned every single line on this face. Most of them came from my ex-husband. The rest came from raising a teenager. Grace felt something crack open inside her chest. Her voice broke. Grace. I do not know who I am anymore, Sarah. I spent so long being Richard's wife, Emily's mother. I forgot there was supposed to be a Grace underneath all that. Sarah. Then we will find her. Together. Starting today. Get dressed. We are going to my cafe. Grace. Your cafe. Sarah. The Maple Cup. I bought it 12 years ago. Best decision I ever made. Sarah grinned, and for a moment, Grace saw the 17-year-old who had convinced her to sneak out on prom night. Sarah. Coffee first. Life problems after. Come on, I will make you the best latte in Ohio. The Maple Cup Cafe. Main Street looked different in the soft morning light. The old movie theater was boarded up, the marquee still bragging about some movie from 1998. But other things remained. The bakery, the hardware store, the church steeple reaching toward the pale blue sky, and there, on the corner, sat the Maple Cup Cafe. A hand-painted sign swayed gently in the breeze. Good coffee. Better conversation. The bell chimed as they entered. A few customers looked up. Eyes widened. Whispers started. Small towns have 2 speeds for gossip. Fast and faster. I had been back less than 24 hours, and I was already the morning headline. Sarah announced loudly. Sarah. Yes, it is Grace Miller. Yes, she is back. Now mind your own business and drink your coffee. She led Grace to a table by the window. Sarah. Ignore them. Small towns run on gossip. Grace. I forgot how intense it is. Sarah shrugged. Sarah. You get used to it, or you learn how to work it. A young woman brought over 2 lattes. Grace sipped hers. Perfect. Then Sarah's expression shifted. Hesitation. Curiosity. Maybe a little mischief. Sarah. So, I have to ask, have you thought about him at all? Grace was wary. Grace. Thought about who? Sarah gave her a look. Sarah. Grace. The name hung in the air, unspoken but present. Grace said slowly. Grace. I saw a truck last night. That old blue pickup of his. I thought maybe it was him. Sarah. That is his truck. He still drives it. Says he will drive it until it dies. That truck has seen more winters than most marriages. Sarah paused. Sarah. His wife passed away. Grace. Cancer. 8 years ago. Grace. I did not know. Sarah. How could you? You were not here. Grace. Does he ever ask about me? Sarah. Honey, in a town this small, everyone knows everything before you even say it. He knew you were married, knew you had a daughter, and I would bet my cafe he knows you are back, Grace said firmly. Grace. Sarah, I did not come back for him. I came back to figure out who I am now. Sarah. I know, and that is exactly what you should do. But Grace, listen to me. She took her hand. Sarah. Sometimes the person we are trying to find has been waiting for us all along. We just have to be brave enough to look. The bell above the door chimed. Sarah glanced up, a knowing smile forming. Sarah. Well, speak of the devil. Grace turned. And there he was, standing in the doorway, taller than she remembered, broader, hair silver now, face weathered by years and loss. But the eyes, blue-gray, like the sky before a storm, looking right at her. Jack Thornton. Some people walk into a room and everything stops. Jack Thornton walked in, and 30 years evaporated like morning fog. He did not move. She did not move. The whole cafe seemed to hold its breath. And then, slowly, he nodded. Jack. Grace. Her name and his voice sounded like a song she had forgotten she knew. My heart had not raced like that since the doctor said my cholesterol was fine. And this was definitely not about cholesterol. She had come home to find herself. But maybe she had also come home to find what she had left behind. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. She just had to decide if she was ready to walk through.